Hello everyone and welcome to this new video where we'll take a deep dive into the Analogic framework's latest and most powerful table component, the GridTableLightWidget. If you've ever needed a fast, dynamic, and easy to configure table that can smoothly handle thousands of rows, you've come to the right place. We'll show you how it works, what features it has, and how you can use it in your own applications. Let's get started. Before we dive into the details, let's understand why this new widget was created. The classic GridTableWidget is very versatile, but when dealing with large datasets, creating and managing countless individual cell widgets in widget-config.js can make development and runtime slow and complicated. The GridTableLightWidget solves this problem. The main difference is that it receives the entire table structure, columns, rows, cells, and styling, directly from the repository as a single data object. This dramatically simplifies the widget configuration and results in a significant performance boost. Let's see it in action. The magic happens in two files. First, in the widget-config.js file, the definition is incredibly simple. All we need is an ID, the type GridTableLightWidget, and optionally a skin. No headers, no cell widgets, nothing extra. The lion's share of the work happens in repository.js. Here, we need to define an object with an init method. This method returns the complete description of the table. The init function must return an object with two mandatory keys, columns and content. The columns key is an array that describes the columns, and content contains the table's data rows. But where does the data come from? While the examples in the demo generate data within the repository using JavaScript, the widget's true power lies in dynamic data handling. The widget can not only display static data, but can also fetch data directly via a REST call, for example, from tm1mdx queries. Let's see how. In the repository's init method, instead of building the data object ourselves, we simply return a REST request object. Then in the parsing control section, we use a script to transform the received response. This is where the utils transform its response to GridTableLight helper function comes in handy. It converts the complex tm1mdx response into the columns and content format that the table can understand. This method makes displaying server-side data extremely efficient. Now that we know where the data comes from, let's look at the cell types we can use. Text. This is the default type. We can provide a raw value for the underlying data and a display value for what's shown. If we set the editable property to true, the user can edit the cell, which triggers a text_change event in the repository. Combo. We can create drop-down menus. The options key should contain the list of items with value and label pairs, and the raw value holds the value of the default selected item. Making a selection triggers the change event. Button. We can place buttons in cells. The display value sets the button's label. Clicking it triggers a launch event. Custom. If we need a completely unique look, the custom type allows us to insert any HTML code into the cell using the HTML key. In the demo, the health column is created this way. Event handlers like launch, change, and text_change receive a CTX context object. From this, we can get the data of the row, column, and cell that triggered the event using CTX getRow, CTX getColumn, and CTX getCell, making it easy to react to user interactions. The GridTableLightWidget comes with a host of built-in features that we can control directly from the repository. Styling. With keys like root classes, table classes, row style, and cell style, we can fine-tune the appearance of every element in the table, even dynamically on a per row or per cell basis. Freezing columns and header. Setting freeze header. True enables a sticky header and freeze first columns. 2 will fix the first 2 columns while scrolling. Paging. If we provide total count, page size, and page values, the widget will automatically display a pager. Clicking the pager buttons will re-invoke the init method with the new page number, making server-side paging easy to implement. Export and clipboard. The enable export, true flag will show an Excel export button. We can customize the file name in the export config object. Allow copy to clipboard. True enables copying cell content to the clipboard. So to sum up, the GridTableLightWidget is an extremely powerful yet simple to use tool. It allows you to keep complex table logic entirely within the repository while keeping the widget configuration minimal. It's fast, flexible, and packed with built-in features that significantly simplify development work. I hope you found this overview helpful.